This is the most cheapest MacBook you can get from the Apple Store right now. Look, it's only right that I get my hands on the new M4 MacBook Air to see what this thing really can do. The unboxing experience is nothing special, it's pretty much the same as every year. We get the device itself in a beautiful sky blue finish. This right here is the documentation with no more Apple stickers. We get a 30-watt power brick and the matching sky blue woven MagSafe charger. First things first, I'm going to start off by transferring the files from my MacBook Pro to the M4 MacBook Air, so I can take this through my everyday workflow and see how it does. While the files are getting transferred, I just want to put it out there that this is just going to be an overview of what the M4 MacBook Air is really capable of, and I really want to see what the battery is like on this thing. Now, design wise, there's no major redesign. We just have a new color that comes in sky blue that is subtle, but we still have the silver, starlight and midnight color options. The cool thing about sky blue is that it gives off a different color depending on your lighting, so it's like you're getting two different colors. I went for the 15-inch MacBook Air that comes with a height of 0.45 inches, a width of 13.4 inches, a depth of 9.35 inches, and a weight of 3.3 pounds. With MacBook Airs, these are built to be carried on your backpack and taken with you everywhere you go. Look, MacBooks have been amazing since making that switch to Apple Silicon, giving them that premium feel in terms of looks, and performance wise they have always been up there. The 100% aluminium enclosure is light but solid, and that matte finish just makes this an eye-catching piece of hardware which a few laptops can actually match its elegance. Opening the lid is smooth as always, the backlit keyboard is a pleasure to type on, accommodating my fingers perfectly with that right level of travel and response for such a thin design. The Touch ID button, which sits on the top right hand side, is still there. Touch ID works great, but I really do wish Apple would include Face ID at some point. While Apple hasn't redesigned the keyboard, there is one small change that you might not notice at first glance. The mute key now features a speaker icon with a line through it, which matches what you see on the screen when you press the key. I guess we can just call this a very small change. The 15-inch, which provides more than enough room to rest your palms on the side when typing, which is always nice. The trackpad is huge and responsive, and I really love that. There are two Thunderbolt 4 ports on the left side with transfer speeds of up to 40 GB per second, and it can support up to 2 external displays with up to 6K resolution at 60 Hz, even with the MacBook Air lid open. Next to those is the MagSafe charging port, and on the right side is the 3.5mm headphone jack. Still no memory card slot like the MacBook Pro line, so you're going to need one of these. The 15-inch model offers a 6-speaker sound system with force cancelling sound woofers, whereas the 13-inch only offers 4. The stereo sound system is hidden next to the hinges below the display. It can fill a room with its crisp audio, but it does lack bass, and you can really tell the difference compared to the MacBook Pro. This is a 15.3-inch LED backlit display with IPS technology. The resolution is 2880 by 1864 at 224 pixels per inch, along with 500 nits of brightness, making it bright enough for outdoors. But it would have been nice if Apple allowed the user to opt for a nano textured display. We still have the notch that houses the 12 megapixel center stage camera. It definitely looks very sharp for those zoom calls, as you can see. Center stage comes in clutch because as you move around, the camera follows you to keep you in the frame. When it comes to display quality, Apple have always been ahead of their game. It's an absolute crisp display with the right level of colors and sharpness. Obviously, I've got nothing to say about macOS. It works perfectly and everything is well integrated into Apple's wider ecosystem. However, although this laptop has been sponsored heavily alongside Apple Intelligence, it's still lacking in so many ways. Personally, I've only been using this on native text composition apps like Notes, and it has been useful to get all my writing flowing smoothly. Siri got a few nice upgrades, like the ability to respond to text prompts and better handle broken speech patterns, but it still lacks features like being able to comprehensively control your MacBook. Look, there's no doubt that ever since Apple made that switch from Intel to Apple Silicon, there has been a significant gain in performance and efficiency. This one right here, it comes with a 10-core CPU and 10-core GPU, along with 16GB of RAM, which is great. I ended up going for 512GB of storage, which till this day I still think should be the bare minimum to make the most out of it. And this is also the same for the M4 Mac Mini. Not the biggest fan of performance data, but here's some Geekbench numbers for reference. But me personally, I prefer to base things off of real world performances. For instance, right now I'm running multiple tabs, a movie and Adobe Premiere Pro, and everything is running smoothly. I'm also going to go ahead and export a high-res video at the same time. If I was to make a comparison, with the M4 we have the 10-core CPU with 4 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. Whereas with the M3 we have a 8-core CPU with 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. So we just get an extra 2-core CPU. So performance wise, there wouldn't really be that much of a difference. The system supports Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.3, which is good, but however I would have really liked to see Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4. Apple is promising up to 18 hours of video streaming at 1080p, which is pretty impressive, but a true representation of its battery life will vary significantly depending on the CPU intensive tasks. Based on this video, I started filming at around 1:15 and wrapped everything up by around 7:50. And as you can see, I'm left with just over 30% of battery, which is still pretty impressive considering the way I've been using this. I have been using this for the whole day so I can film this video, which is very impressive, especially for such a thin and light laptop. Overall, you're getting good all-day battery life, but your experience will vary based on the tasks you perform. After I drained the laptop to 0, I recharged it with the included 30-watt charger to 50% in about 90 minutes and 100% in about 3 hours. You can also opt for the 70-watt power brick for even faster charging speeds. If I had to recommend an accessory, I would literally recommend this power bank by Charge. This has kept me powered throughout the whole day when I'm outside. This is the Chargeek 170 and it's literally a must-have power bank to carry around on the go. I love the transparent prism design, and you can just slot this in your backpack and you're good to go. It has a 24,000 mAh battery to provide you with that all-day power. I've literally been taking this with me everywhere I go. It can charge up to 3 devices at once. When I'm outside, I've been using it to charge my MacBook, so it keeps me powered up throughout the day. Usually the MacBook Air is my go-to device when I'm traveling, and when I pair it up with this device, I can literally use it for days. Having this charging device in my backpack comes in perfect clutch, and it's also airline safe, so you can carry it with you on your flights. If you guys would like to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below. Look, this is the most cheapest MacBook you can get from the Apple Store right now. The starting price is $100 cheaper than last year's previous M3 MacBook Air, which actually surprised me. The M4 Air has an excellent build and design that is super lightweight, and I love that new sky blue color. The liquid retina display looks amazing with sharp colors, and the center stage camera works really well. Now, the performance of this thing is amazing, but Apple Intelligence still requires a lot of improvements. Apple are claiming 18 hours of battery life when watching video, but from my experience, I was able to get around 6 hours of continuous use as I was filming this video, and I still was left with around 30%. But after pushing it to 0%, I got around 9 to 10 hours out of this, which is still pretty impressive considering the demanding tasks I was running. In my opinion, the M4 MacBook Air is worth getting if you are coming from an Intel based MacBook or maybe an M1 MacBook Air. Other than that, I would hold off. That being said, look, I think personally this is an amazing laptop for the money. It's very powerful and capable of doing so much. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Anyways, I will see you guys on the next one, so make sure you stay tuned. Take care.